We tested the same makeup products from Temu, Sephora, and Macy's. We bought what is supposed to be the exact same makeup from 3 completely different places: Temu, Sephora, and Macy's. Same foundation, same setting powder, same mascara, at least according to the listings that swear you're getting something identical for a fraction of the price. Then we ran all 3 through a real, honest, side-by-side test. The kind almost nobody bothers with because almost nobody is ever standing in all 3 places at once. The most expensive store did not win. The store nearly every woman in this country has trusted with her face her entire adult life finished in a way that is going to make you rethink your whole routine. And the product that actually won came from the one place serious makeup people walk straight past without a second glance. Before this is over, you'll know exactly which one it was, and you'll understand what the beauty industry has quietly counted on you never sitting down to figure out for yourself. Here is why this matters far more than it sounds like it should. Most of us decide where to buy our makeup the same way we decide which side of the bed to sleep on. We just do it. Someone we trusted years ago mentioned a store or an app, kept showing us the same product until buying it felt like our own idea, and the habit hardened into something we never question again. That is completely fine when you're grabbing a $3 lip balm at the register. It stops being fine the moment you are spending $52 on a bottle of Estee Lauder Double Wear you will wear on your skin every single day for the next year. Because at that point, you are not really buying a product. You are choosing what gets absorbed into the thinnest, most sensitive skin on your entire body. The beauty industry benefits enormously from the fact that you never compare these places directly. Every retailer controls its own little world. The lighting, the way the testers are arranged, the words the person at the counter uses, the urgency of a countdown timer on a screen, and the very last thing any of them wants is for you to be holding the genuine article in one hand and the so-called dupe in the other, noticing exactly where the story falls apart. So that is precisely what we did. Let's start where the deals are loudest, because that is where most people start now. Temu. The prices look impossible. The kind of impossible that makes you screenshot it and fire it straight into the group chat. You find a foundation that looks like Double Wear for a few dollars, a Charlotte Tilbury-looking contour wand, a Rare Beauty-looking liquid blush, a setting powder in the same little white jar as the famous Laura Mercier translucent, and the part of your brain that loves a bargain lights up before the cautious part gets a word in. I want to be honest with you because pretending that pull isn't real just makes me sound like a snob. It is real, and the haul genuinely is fun, but the second you understand what you are actually holding, the whole thing collapses. And to understand it, you need one concept that changes how you see every product on that app. Temu is not a retailer for any of these brands. It has no relationship with Charlotte Tilbury or Rare Beauty or Estee Lauder, and it never has. What it sells are lookalikes with the names quietly filed off, copies built to match a viral product in a photo while sharing almost nothing with it where it counts. The Double Wear clones that testers have actually bought arrive as tiny, travel-sized bottles in a handful of shades that barely last 6 hours. Nothing like the real thing's 36-hour wear and 70-shade range. And here is where makeup becomes a far more serious conversation than handbags or sunglasses ever could be. These products do not come with real ingredient lists, and when testers looked up the ingredients printed on the packaging, some of them did not exist anywhere as genuine cosmetic components. When a Korean consumer agency pulled 40 color cosmetics from these ultra-cheap marketplaces and put them through a lab, 9 came back carrying heavy metals or banned pigments, and one 40-shade eyeshadow palette on Temu's sister marketplace tested at lead 65 times over the legal limit. There are documented cases of women developing painful reactions, including a cobalt allergy flaring into contact dermatitis after trusting one of these dupes on their face. So when you swipe that clone on, the part that should genuinely worry you is not that the pigment is weak or the wear is short, even though both of those things are usually true. It is that you are putting an undisclosed formula directly onto your eyelids and your lips, the two places your body absorbs the fastest, with no real way of knowing what is in it. Now we move to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Sephora, the store that taught most of us what prestige beauty even felt like. The place serious makeup lovers have walked into for decades to swatch something properly before committing real money to it. On authenticity, Sephora is genuinely untouchable. Every product comes through a direct, authorized relationship with the brand, so when you buy your $52 double wear, your $43 Laura Mercier translucent, or your Benefit Their Real mascara there, you are getting precisely what the brand made, stored correctly, sold at the price the brand set. Their return policy is one of the most forgiving in retail, because you can swatch that foundation, wear it a full day, realize it oxidizes orange on your skin, and still bring the open bottle back for a refund, which is an enormous safety net when you are gambling on a shade you cannot fully judge in store lighting. The Beauty Insider program genuinely rewards regular buyers with points and early access a real collector will use. The catch, and it is a meaningful one, is that Sephora almost never puts prestige makeup on sale, so that $52 foundation is $52 on the day you want it, no exceptions. And if I am being honest about where the store sits right now, its whole energy has shifted noticeably younger. The campaign's aimed almost entirely at Gen Z, and the woman who has worn the same Lancôme since her 30s is simply not who that experience is being built around anymore. The product is real, and the experience is lovely. The price is always, every single time, full retail. Then there is Macy's, the department store that has sat on the corner of nearly every American downtown for your entire life, with the beauty counters crammed right inside the front doors and the gift sets stacked to the ceiling every December. For most serious makeup buyers, Macy's is somewhere you cut through on the way to shoes. And the idea that it might be the smartest place to buy your prestige makeup sounds a little ridiculous to most people, which is the entire reason this section exists. What an enormous number of makeup lovers still have not realized is that Macy's is a fully authorized retailer for nearly every major beauty house, so the exact same double wear, the same Laura Mercier powder, the same Benefit mascara came through the identical authorized pipeline as the ones on the Sephora shelf. No gray market and no question marks anywhere. You are receiving the same genuine product. But makeup at Macy's is one department inside a far larger store, and that single structural fact creates a discount ecosystem neither Temu nor Sephora can come close to matching. The Star Rewards program is free, and it hands out Star Passes, personal codes that apply to categories which almost never go on sale, prestige beauty included, so 25% off a $150 Charlotte Tilbury haul becomes real money saved on something you were buying anyway. The Friends and Family sale runs several times a year and takes a healthy percentage off beauty, and the gift with purchase culture, those Estee Lauder and Lancôme and Clinique sets worth well over $150 on their own, stacks genuine free product on top of an authenticated purchase in a way Sephora simply does not do at that scale. The weaknesses are real, and you deserve to know them, because the exclusion lists can be long, and the most coveted luxury brands are often the exact ones the codes refuse to touch, so you always verify before you build a purchase around a sale. And the person working the counter swings wildly from one location to the next, from a brilliant artist to someone who can show you the case, and little else. Here is how all three stacked up under the same standards. On authenticity and safety, Temu carries documented risk on both fronts, the clone problem and the contamination problem, with no ingredient transparency at all, while Sephora and Macy's are fully authorized with zero ambiguity. On price, Temu only undercuts the others because it is not selling you the same thing in the first place. Sephora holds firm at full retail, and Macy's consistently delivers real discounts and free gifts on the identical, authenticated product. On returns, Temu's process is a refund lottery that depends on the seller, while Sephora and Macy's both take open product back within a fair window. On experience, Temu is a slot machine, Sephora is a curated ritual, and Macy's is traditional and frustratingly inconsistent. On trust, Temu has earned suspicion, Sephora has earned decades of authorized standing, and Macy's quietly holds that same standing with less of the glamour attached. There is one honest exception worth saying out loud because it keeps this fair. Some genuine, fully disclosed dupes really are worth it, and they live at the drugstore, not on Temu. The $9 e.l.f. poreless putty outperforms the $36 Benefit Professional for a quarter of the price, and a $20 to $30 Real Techniques brush set beats most luxury brushes and never sheds into your foundation the way a $5 Temu set will. The smart play was never Temu versus prestige. It was knowing when a labeled drugstore product wins and when only the authenticated prestige version will do, then buying that authenticated version from the cheapest legitimate shelf. When we sat down with independent makeup artists and longtime collectors, the people with no commission riding on your decision and no brand rep whispering in their ear, the answers lined up with an honesty that was almost uncomfortable. Not one would recommend Temu for anything that touches your eyes or lips without immediately stacking on warnings. And one artist told us about a client whose eyelids reacted badly to a Temu dupe she had been so proud of finding. Every person held real respect for Sephora's authenticity and its returns, and everyone landed on the same quiet limitation that Sephora never discounts. So the loyal customer buying the same doubleware year after year is leaving real money on the counter. On Macy's, the tone shifted because the people who understood the promotional calendar were quietly walking out with the same prestige products as everyone else and paying noticeably less, often with a free gift set in the bag. And one artist put it as plainly as it can be put, that Macy's needs the makeup to move off the counter, but it does not need makeup to be its identity, and that one difference changes its entire relationship with price in a way that consistently benefits you. So what should you actually buy, and where? Be honest with yourself about Temu, because for anything that goes on your eyes, lips, or skin, the savings are nowhere near worth what you are risking. And if you truly cannot resist it, keep it to the brushes and tools side of the app where nothing soaks into your face. Though even there, a Real Techniques set will serve you better for years. Reach for Sephora when you are trying a shade or formula for the very first time, and you want that return safety net and those testers, because you are paying full price for certainty, and the certainty is real and worth something on a doubleware you have never worn. And buy from Macy's when the product is already a permanent part of your routine, and what you need now is the best price on a genuine and authenticated bottle. The most expensive makeup mistake you can make is not buying the wrong shade, because a wrong shade is annoying and it is fixable. The real mistake is buying the right product from the wrong place, either paying full price you never had to pay, or putting something on your skin that was never what the label quietly promised. Now you know how to avoid both, and you know the smart money has been hiding in the most ordinary store on the block this whole time. So tell me, where have you been buying yours? Because I genuinely want to know. Drop it in the comments below. If this changed the way you think about where your makeup actually comes from, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.